In this video, we're going to break down the snare drum mix on this live worship album that I'm mixing in Reaper using the Slate Digital Complete Access Bundle plugins. So real quick, we're going to start off AB. This is the snare drum file that I received. So this is what I'm working with. Jump up here. This is the file as I received it when I first heard it. Okay, so there's a fair amount of work to do there. Now, quickly, I'm going to turn on all the stuff here. And this is what I turned it into. Okay, pretty big difference. Doing a lot of work here. I said this in the last video that the recording side of this, I don't want to say was an afterthought necessarily, but it was. This was set up purely just a live conference, and the team set up a computer with Logic at the back of the room beside the digital console and captured what was coming off the stage. So that's if I say loosely afterthought, it was really that they just captured what was in the room, and there wasn't a massive recording style setup here. So yeah, it's if you pump that snare drum through a PA loud, it'll sound good. It'll sound fine, But on a recording, we had to give it a little bit more life and get creative in some ways. So let's just break it down really quick. I'm gonna leave on the mix bus processing. We're gonna cover that in another video. Just in case you weren't aware, we're breaking down all the channels, all the sources, one by one. So if you're not subscribed already, go ahead, subscribe, because this is going to take a few weeks to do, but I think it'll be fun, and really, we're going to get deep on some of this stuff. So let's go to just the snare top really quick. I'm going to mute effects, and we're going to just look at the snare top here. So the very first thing I did is the Infinity EQ. Quick AB here, just to get a bit of the ground rules here. So you can hear there's a lot of this. And then another thing is this guy. The actual note of the drum was just pretty ringy. So with this, I would prefer more body out of the snare. The issue is, a lot of times what we'll see is mixed people will just start boosting a bunch of low end. But if you practically look at this, there's not a ton going on down there on this drum. There's just not. And so to boost it, you're not really getting any more out of it. And so the fact of the matter is, I just wanted to cut the bad stuff that I didn't like. And then we're going to add that oomph in another way in a minute. So really, I was trying to get this source as clean as possible and let it be what it is. And so the next thing on here is the virtual mix rack. So we had the virtual channel, and then pushing a good bit of this virtual drive, and then just compressing it there. So doing my EQing on the Infinity EQ, and then trying to add some life and some snap on this compressor. So let's take a look here. It was playing a second ago, but just knocking off about 3 dB, adding back 5, in case he hits it harder. So without, just trying to make it hit a little bit harder, really. And with this, honestly, we could go like that. Just, it's not gonna break anything. Just. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so that's really what we're doing on the snare top for our bass line. We just went from this to this. It's a little snappier, a little tighter sounding. So now let's jump over to the snare bottom. Didn't even use the Infinity EQ. That's just in the template, by the way. So we just did a fair amount of work here in the virtual mix track for the snare bottom. So go ahead and unmute this. All right, with and without. Okay, so that is a pretty drastic difference. And really, all I'm looking for on the snare bottom in this case is just sizzle. We're going to add the body, we're going to add the impact in other places. And so, I mean, I'm doing a ridiculous low cut here. I mean, all the way on the SSL 500, then dropping out at 800 as well, wide, just kind of a big bell curve here. And then adding, I don't even know why I think that was an accident there. The low, I mean, because that's literally not even doing anything. That was an accident on my part. What I meant to do is just the silky on the top end. So then on the high lift, the custom series lift, just the silky there for the top boost. Really like this plugin because it's I don't know, technically it's gain matched or anything, but it does just not really add any extra volume to it. It'll just change the tone. So not exactly sure what's going on under the hood there, but it's pretty honest with what you do with it. So quick A/B of these two. So lift. Yeah, I mean it's just top end left over at that. So then have our FG 401 compressor here, compressing pretty hard. 4-to-1, fastest attack, fastest release, a fair amount of makeup gain, like 10 dB, because we're knocking off a bunch as well. So really just trying to just smack down that transient and just add some length to it, let it smack down the initial attack, and then let that release kind of come out. So then on this transient shaper as well, just pushing up that sustain some with the focus on the top end there, and adding in some warmth on the transient. Honestly, don't even know if this is really doing much, but just focusing on the top end and pushing up the sustain. So here's that. You can see it. It's doing just a little bit. It's just pushing that up some. Nothing too crazy with that. Okay, so now quick A/B of the snare top and bottom. Here's without. Okay, then with. Oops, not that. Okay, a little cleaner, a little bit more interesting, but it's still not hitting very hard. And so, and by the way, this is with the mix bus processing here. Fair amount of stuff going on here. We'll talk about that in its own video because we covered a lot of ground in here. So for this, just focusing on the snare, it's fine. So yeah, I knew that I was going to want to use samples here. And so with this, we actually went with a pretty basic sample, if I remember right. Pull this up here. Yeah, so this is actually one of the stock samples that comes with Trigger 2. Excuse me. And so on here, I just wanted to find a snare that really just had some body to it. There's a lot of these in the Trigger libraries that are the higher pitched, rock snares. It is what it is in worship. A lot of snare drums are just the boosh snare, whatever. And so, I wanted to find one with a little bit, a little bit lower that just had that, kind of sound that people expect at this point, honestly. So, let's see if, yeah. So this is the snare sample as it comes. Used both mics. Just left them even, didn't tune them, didn't change anything, and I had to do a little bit of, tighten this thing down some because the way that it was being hit. So there's probably some rogue hits in here, but it's fine. I don't think that anything too crazy. So then after that trigger, jumped up here. Let's see if anything happened. No, didn't do anything on the main snare sample. A lot of times I will like to boost some 100 on here, but didn't even do anything with this one, so that's fine. So here's this. Let's see with the snare samples. All right, it's doing a lot of work. It's doing a lot of the impact, honestly. Really, these two other snares to me still do add some realism because there is bleed. There is a natural thing that we get with bleed on drums, and it does add a little bit of just that realism having these in here. But the snare sample is doing the heavy lifting for the impact. So now this is kind of the magic. I actually stole this from Graham at the Recording Revolution a long time ago. He did a video about this. I mean, like a long time ago, and basically we take I took out, I believe it's the same. This is the same. Yeah, so it's the same sample pack, but it's just the rooms. Let me do this. Here's what they sound like. And that's fine and all, but really setting this over the top is adding in the Monster plugin, the Monster compressor, after it to parallel compress that room and squash the mess out of it so it sounds a lot bigger. Now, one thing I didn't do here, and honestly, there's no rhyme or reason. This is something we can test out in real time here. I didn't use the punch button. A lot of times, this thing is really cool and adds a lot of intensity to a signal. So, with just this is what the room adds. See with the punch. I guess it adds a little bit to it. Makes it a little bit more intense. That's all well and good. Kind of getting in the weeds here. So one thing with this I had in mind, and I talked about this in the kick video from last week. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I really wanted these rooms to sound like a PA in a room. And one thing I've found with these room samples is they sounded like they were in a studio. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that isn't what I guess my ear was wanting to hear. It was wanting to hear kind of more of a whoosh, scooped sound, like a PA in a room. And once you hear that, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And so what I did this on the kick sample as well, but on the Infinity EQ, I took out some of that upper mid, boxy-ish mid-range. I'm not saying these sounded bad. I'm saying it wasn't the sound I had in my head. And so when I added this, it got more of that boosh snare sound, So here's what that sounds like. Hear that? To me, that's a lot more akin to a live snare. And that's just a sound that I kind of had in my head because the way I'm imagining this is we get this sound with that room sound, and then we're going to pump that through our reverbs. And that's going to give us more of that length on the snare, that impact from the sample, but then the bigness that you would imagine with a PA. And so that's just really, I've heard a lot of other mix engineers say this, that the goal is to already have the sound in your head. Whenever I heard this snare, I knew what I wanted it to sound like. When I heard the first rough of all these tracks together, I knew what I was going for. That's what we have to do. You have to have the image or the picture in your head of what you're shooting for, and then know the tools to get there. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm really just uncovering my own taste with these tracks. That's all that we're doing. I'm getting what I can out of them, and then adding what I can on top of it. But not to the point that they're going to say, "Hey, did you completely change everything?" Not like that, but really just adding things to the point that it fleshes out what's already there. That's all I'm trying to say. So, quick A/B again, and then we'll jump in the full drums, and then the full mix, and we'll call it a day. So let's turn all the effects off. I'll turn each thing on one by one. And mix bus processing. Okay, now all the drums. And everything. All right, that's the snare drum. Next week we're gonna cover toms and maybe overheads in one video. We'll see how that goes. See how much there is to talk about. And subscribe. Again, the Reaper template is in the description, pin comment, all that below. If you like this as a good starting place for you to work from, in the description, check it out. Super pumped about this. This is the template I'm actually using in the real world. So I think you'll enjoy it. Again, subscribe. See you next week.